Hi friends, welcome back to Whole Living Yoga. I'm Liz. Today we'll be practicing a chair yoga practice that will focus on boosting our immune system. So now more so than ever, it's essential for us to try to stay as healthy as possible. So with that, we'll be focusing on a therapeutic lymphatic massage during this class, as well as focusing on some particular postures that will help assist in stimulating the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is a system that is a secondary system in our body that has multiple functions, but one of its primary functions is our first line of defense to protect us against any foreign substance in our bodies that might cause or create infection, viruses, or bacteria. So this lymphatic system is one that does not have a pump per se. It is different than our circulatory system, which the heart pumps, our digestive system, which the stomach pumps digestive fluids into the system, and or our respiratory system, in which case our lungs expand and contract for that system. And so the lymphatic system has multiple functions, and as I mentioned, one of its key functions is to keep us healthy by releasing T cells, white blood cells, which fight against any foreign substance in our bodies. Also, this lymphatic system is comprised of vessels, lymphatic nodes, also some organs and some glands. So we'll also through the practice be practicing and stimulating the thymus gland in particular. So let us get started with moving the body. So we'll just take a few seconds here to roll the shoulders up, back, and down, and maybe just take a moment to close your eyes. So let's just close our eyes as we come into the present moment. So giving yourself the opportunity to just unplug for the next duration of our class, letting go, taking a nice deep breath in through your nose, and exhaling from your mouth. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling from your mouth. We'll take one more big cleansing breath in through your nose and exhaling through the mouth. Relax your shoulders, finding softness in through the body. Now just gently breathing in and out through your nostrils for several rounds of breath. Allow for the breaths to be big, utilizing all three parts of your lungs. So filling from the base of your lung and spreading and expanding all the way out into the throat. And then as we exhale, contracting through the chest, the rib cage, and drawing the navel in. Let's take 3 more rounds of breath. I'll invite you now to bring your hands together in front of heart and Anjali Mudra, gentle press between the palms, the fingertips, gently bowing toward heart center. And maybe today you can just take a moment to set an intention, one that surrounds this idea of health and well-being. Slowly now, I'll invite you to bring the hands down and begin to blink the eyes opened and closed as we come back to join in on the practice. So let us release our arms down and let's begin to turn those palms up. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Extending the fingers long, relaxing your shoulders, and exhale, dropping the arms down and dropping your chin back into your chest. Inhaling, coming all the way up again, maybe this time taking your gaze up toward the palms, and slowly exhaling and releasing down. So you can continue with just lifting the gaze, bringing the palms toward one another, or you can begin to bring those hands together up over top as you gaze toward the thumbs and exhale it out. So let's take 3 more rounds wherever you feel comfortable, reaching up, finding some length through the side body, exhaling and releasing down. 2 more rounds. And final one. And let's slowly exhale. Let's release the hands down to the thighs and just take a moment now to discover a little bit more about the lymphatic system. So throughout today's practice, some of the postures will be focusing on areas of the body where lymphatic nodes are located. And so there are 3 major areas where we find the largest cluster of lymphatic nodes. And that is around the neck area, around the armpits on both sides, the groin area, and then there is a smaller cluster behind the knees. So as we move through this practice, our attempt to expand and contract in these areas will serve as a pump for the lymphatic system to move lymphatic fluid and to boost our immune system. So as we continue through the practice, let's start to work on the area of the neck here. So we'll take a nice deep breath, and as we exhale, gently let's start to bring that right ear down toward the right shoulder and get a nice stretch for the left side, so expanding it out. And then we'll inhale, we'll come into center, and as we exhale, notice the compression now on the left side and finding a little space on the right side. So as we start to move back and forth with the head using your breath, we are beginning to massage the lymphatic nodes here, and just begin to allow for movement and stimulation to take place here. So inhaling up and exhaling down. We'll take 1 more to each side. Final one over to the left side. And slowly come back into center. Let's release the arms down now. Let's take a nice inhale and shrug those shoulders in toward the ears, and exhale, release it down. Let's go for 4 more here, lifting and lowering, inhaling and exhaling. Good, last one. And release it down. Wonderful. Now let's draw the shoulder blades back toward one another. Open up the heart, take the gaze up, extend the fingertips nice and long. Nice deep breath. And exhale, bringing the head back into neutral and bringing the hands back onto your lap. Inhaling, and as we exhale, let's begin to draw the chin in toward the chest, expanding and lengthening through the back of the neck, and inhaling, coming back into center. 1 more time, lowering the chin into the chest and coming back into center. Wonderful. Now from here, we're going to begin to stimulate the thymus gland. So the thymus gland lives right here under the sternum in the chest area. So in order to stimulate the thymus gland, there are 3 ways in which we can do that, all of which are massage type movements. So the first one is we will make a fist with our hand here, and you can take the thumb and wrap it over top of the index finger, and utilizing the flat part of your knuckles here, we're going to bring that right over top of the sternum. And here we're going to give ourselves 10 to 15 gentle taps. So just tapping. Good. So that is our thymus tapping. Now that tapping can be done at any time of the day, multiple times of the day. You can do as much tapping or as you feel that feels good to you. I would say a minimum of 15 taps, but you can go ahead and tap for several minutes if that feels good. It's a great way to start your day, so that's something that you can do daily. can start your day and end your day. You can even do it at any time of the day, even maybe perhaps if you're feeling a little sluggish. It's almost like a little bit of a reset button as well. All right, so another way that we can go ahead and massage that thymus gland is similarly, we kind of hook the hand here, and rather than use the flat part of our knuckles, we're going to use the fingertips. So likewise, we find the sternum here, and we go ahead and tap with the fingertips. So we're not poking ourselves with the fingernails, it's the pads of the fingers that do the tapping. So let's go for 15 more. Great. And all the while, as you're tapping, we're breathing in and out through the nose gently. So the final way that you can do that, if you find that maybe the tapping is a little too stimulating for you, or perhaps it just doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can again use the finger pads. But here it's more of a massage or a scratching, and not necessarily scratching your skin, but that motion and more of a massage. So going up and down now for 15. Breathing in and out through your nose. Wonderful. And so from here, we're just going to release. Relax your hands and just notice already here. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale. Great. So maybe you just notice a little shift in energy as we go and massage that thymus gland. So from here, we're going to begin to come into a forward fold. So forward fold is very good for stimulating the lymphatic system because we are compressing the nodules or nodes that are in the groin area. So let's bring our feet apart from one another. Knees are wider than hips. Feet are pointing out toward your knees. We're going to take a nice deep breath, roll the shoulders back and down, take a nice breath in. And as we exhale, just coming halfway here. So supporting yourself with the hands on the knees, elbows are wide, extend nice and long through the crown of the head. And then we're going to slowly start to take those hands down the legs. So just coming down, getting a nice stretch here for the spine. So our first posture to stimulate this lymphatic system, the lymphatic nodes that are located in the groin area, we're doing a little compressing here of that area. So creating this effect or idea of massage. Then we'll inhale, we'll come halfway up, and exhale, fold again. Inhaling up. Exhale, fold. Inhaling up. And exhale, fold. Final time, inhaling up. And exhale, fold. Take another big breath at the bottom. And slowly begin to bring yourself up. Bringing yourself up, taking a pause with a nice flat back, and then slowly we're going to bring ourselves all the way up. Good. So coming back into center position, and let's just begin to walk our feet back into center. Wonderful. So we'll bring the arms down the side of the body, and we're going to go into a twist. So let's take a nice inhale. Let's bring the arms all the way up. As we exhale, let's bring the right hand outside of the left knee and take that left arm back. Sit up nice and tall. Relax your shoulders, draw the belly in, and finding a nice twist. So we also have lymphatic nodes that run in and through the abdomen, around the small intestines. So finding postures that have a twist also activate our immune system. So we'll inhale, we'll bring those arms up and over and go to the other side. So left hand comes outside of the right knee. We sit up nice and tall as we take a nice deep breath in and exhale, rotating back. You can rotate through the neck as well here if it feels good. And now we're going to take this movement and flow with it for a bit. So we're going to inhale, come up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, coming up. Exhale to the right. We'll do that 3 more times, inhaling up and exhaling. 2 more to each side. Final one, inhaling. You can let the breath go out of the mouth if it feels better. Inhale all the way up. And let's exhale, release it down. Great, bring your head back into a neutral position and resting the hands. Good, so let's just, also we're gonna move joints as we go through as well in our chair yoga postures. So let's inhale and bring those arms all the way out to its side. Good, we're going to just turn the hands up toward the sky and exhale, turn them down. So we're bringing movement into the shoulder area here, right in that area where we have our lymphatic nodes. Good, or the lymph nodes. So just circling, palms up and palms down. Good, deep breath in and deep breath out. And so anytime we stimulate the chest area as well, there's more stimulation there for the thymus gland. So we'll just take 2 more, turning the palms up and turning the palms down. And this time, turn the palms toward the front of the room. Now we're going to take a breath in. And as we exhale, give yourself a big hug, bringing that right arm up over top. Give yourself a nice hug here, squeezing down and open up. Take the gaze up. Great, and then we're going to give ourselves a hug again. This time, right arm comes up. Give yourself a squeeze and open up, take it up. Right arm comes up over top. Give yourself a hug. Last one here as we reach back. Left arm comes up over top. Give yourself a squeeze. And slowly open those arms all the way out. Now let's begin to make a fist here. So we're making a fist, we're extending the arms. If your arms are getting tired in any way, you can also bring those elbows down. So let's extend. And we're going to start to find a little rotation here in our wrist. So just bringing some movement into the wrist. We're going to begin to come all the way up overhead or as far overhead as it feels comfortable. Keep rolling at the wrists. Use your breath. Extending the sides of the arms or framing the ears as best as you can. Let's go for 5 more. Excellent. Now let's come to stillness here. Keep those knuckles face forward. We're going to open the left hand, spread it nice and wide while you squeeze the right one. Now closing the left hand and open through the right. We're going to go back and forth. So let's open and close, moving from side to side, opening and closing, using the mind, the coordination here of hands. And then if you can, maybe you're going to go a little quicker. So squeezing and spreading those fingers wide. Good, we're going to go for 5 more, 4 more, 3 more. And last one, good, spread those fingers wide. Now let's circle the wrists in the opposite direction. Nice, big, spread out hands, reaching nice and long. 3 more rotations. Good, and bring those arms straight out again. Bring those palms forward. Let's inhale, bring those hands together. Exhale, hands to heart. Good job. So from here, let's inhale. Nice cleansing breath, bring it all the way up and release it down. Drop your chin into the chest. Bring your head into a neutral position and let's take a moment to pause. Good, breathe in, breathe out. Feel the sensations in the arms and in the hands. Very good. Now we're going to take ourselves over to the left side. So let's walk ourselves over to the left side. We're going to go into our first real big twist. So we're going to support our left leg on the chair, and we're going to drop the right knee down. So finding a nice comfortable position here, taking a look at your knee, finding some nice length. You can hold on to the back of the chair through that left hand. Let's inhale the right arm up. So inhaling the right arm up, take a breath. And as you exhale, begin to bring that arm down, finding the space between the seat of the chair and your thigh, dropping your elbow outside of your thigh. Bring your hand to the back of the chair and slowly start to turn back the body. So turning back, getting yourself a nice squeeze through the abdomen. Maybe you reach up through the left hand and find a nice twist here. Take one more breath. Excellent. And we're going to bring that hand down and slowly sweep up. Let's go ahead and bring that right foot to meet the left foot. And we're going in for another twist through the abdomen. So we will be doing a significant amount of twisting today, again, to activate and stimulate this lymphatic system. So let's bring the arms down the side of the body, feet are down toward the floor. Let's inhale all the way up, take that gaze to the sky. As we exhale, open the arms wide. Turn your chest to the back of the room. Find a bend in the elbows, holding on to the side of your chair. Relax your shoulders. Inhale, grow tall. As you exhale, continue to twist, looking out over that left shoulder. Take a nice deep breath. Relax your hips. Feel the feet to the ground. Last big breath. Wonderful. And let's come back into the side and bring ourselves back into center. Great job. So we're going to do that on the other side. So we're going to start to take ourselves over to the side, and let's drop down the left leg, finding a nice firm position through the right foot, holding on to the back of the chair through your right arm, releasing the knee right down from your hip, making sure that you're toning the belly. Let's inhale, reach up nice and tall through the left fingertips. Take a breath in. And as we exhale, start to bring that arm down and through the back of the chair, finding the elbow outside of the thigh. Bring the back of the left hand to the back of your chair, either raising the arm up or just holding onto your chair, squeezing in through the abdomen, pulling the belly button back, finding a nice deep twist. Let's take one more breath. And slowly bring the right hand down, inhaling, reaching the left arm up, and exhale, take it on down, bringing that left foot forward, setting yourself a little more deeply into the chair, rolling the shoulders up, back, and down, relaxing your arms, inhaling up. And as we exhale, bringing the heart toward the back of the chair, extending through the fingertips, then bending at the elbow. Hold on to your chair, roll the shoulders into the back, grow tall, and slowly through your exhale, deepen your twist. So you're using the chair here to assist you to move into a deeper twist. But again, you're only going to twist to where it feels comfortable, a nice easy twist. So we don't want to feel any tweaking in the back or any discomfort here. Great, now we'll slowly come back into center and walk ourselves back. Great. Now we're going to go into a chair pose from here. So we are already sitting on a chair, firming your feet down. Let's take those arms and reach them up. See if you can frame the ears and just bring the body a bit forward here. So abdomen over the thighs, reaching up, and we're going to twist now in our chair. So let's go ahead and bring the back side of the right hand to the outside of the knee. Now push that knee into the arm and slowly rotate up. Good. We're going to take a couple of breaths here. 3 breaths. Nice big breaths. Reaching the fingers up toward the sky, pushing the outside of the left knee into the back side of the right arm. Excellent. Let's slowly come back, release, bring those arms forward, framing the ears, Reach forward, pull the belly button in, firm the feet down. Good, going to the other side, left hand, back of hand comes to the outside of the right knee, pressing together, circling up. Good, draw the belly in. Maybe you follow the gaze, follow all the way up the arm to the fingertips, relax both shoulders. One more breath. Great, and let's come back into center, reaching those arms forward, framing the ears, leaning a bit forward. Almost feel as though your tailbone and hips want to lift up out of the chair. Taking one more breath. And then bring yourself back on that inhale, shoulders up over hips. Exhale, release it down, drop your chin into the chest. Let's bring our head back into a nice neutral position here. And our next pose that we're going to go into is eagle pose. So eagle pose does a couple of things. It works the lymph nodes that are in the groin area, as well as the lymph nodes that are located in the armpit area, by squeezing everything together. So we're going to take our left leg and bring it up over the right leg. So as we bring our legs together here, you can do it casually, but if you put some intention into it, we're going to bring a little bit of squeeze into the inner thighs, squeezing. So if you can notice my leg here, as I start to squeeze the inner thighs, my foot starts to come in closer, and then the back of the knee is a nice big squeeze there. So feel the sides of the hips coming in, activation through the groin, through the sides, and inside of the knees. From here, we're going to extend the arms. Sitting nice and tall, draw the belly in. We're going to start to bring the right arm over the left. Then we're going to find a little bend here. See if you can bring your palms together. Now, if this is too difficult all together, you can come back to that hug that we did earlier. The right arm rather would come up over the left, and you can give yourself a hug here, squeezing down that area into the lymph nodes that are located in the armpit area. So that would be the modified version. If you can cross at the forearms and hands, you can lift those elbows. Either way, we're squeezing legs, we're squeezing arms, we're breathing into the back. And if you'd like, either way, whether you're hugging yourself or whether you have the hands up towards sky, we're going to slowly now start to compress in the abdomen where there are some more lymph nodes here. We're going to bring ourselves forward, elbows toward the knees, and then inhale, come back up. Relax the shoulders, exhale, take it forward. Pull the belly in toward the spine. Coming back up on that inhale. Last one. And let's come back into neutral. Perfect. Now, right from here, we're going to do a little bit of upper body movement only, keeping the nice pressure in between the inner thighs and knees. We'll take a breath here. As we exhale, let's take both elbows toward the left and look out toward the right. Now inhale, come into center and go in the opposite direction. Inhaling, come into center. Exhale, other side. One more time. Elbows to the right. Gaze to your left. Coming back into center. Begin to unravel those arms. Take a nice big inhale, looking all the way up, reaching up. Exhale, bring hands forward, all the way to heart. Good, let's unravel those legs. Unravel the legs, give your shoulders a little bit of a swirl or circle, breathing in and out. You can shake out those arms if you need to. And then we're going to take eagle pose on the other side. So left leg comes over the right, crossing again, and starting to find that activation in the inner thighs and backs of knees. So start to keep that squeeze here. Then we'll take those arms forward, sitting nice and tall, and remembering here, right arm can come up over left and give yourself a hug. So this can be your most modified version of the eagle pose. Some of us are able to bring those forearms into a wrap. Wrapping the hands, lifting up. Another option could be where just your forearms are together here, squeezing. So we want to make sure that we're activating through the chest and upper arm area. So whichever form you wish to take is completely fine. We just want to make sure we're squeezing the legs together, squeezing the armpits together. Feel a nice broadening through the chest. So we're going to take 3 to come forward here. Inhale. And as we exhale, folding forward and coming back. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Now keep everything squeezed. Take a breath, and as we exhale, look to the right and take your elbows to the left. Inhale into center. Exhale, other side. Gaze moves out to the left and elbows to the right. Inhale into center. One more time to each side. Keep the squeeze in the legs. Keep the squeeze in the arms. Inhale, last one. And come back into center. Let's inhale those arms, bring them up, bring the chest up, bring the chin up toward the sky. Exhale those hands forward and bring hands to heart. Good, let's release those legs now. Let's shake out those arms. You can march a little bit through your legs, maybe a little leg extension here. So we're just extending on each side. Great job. All right. So from here, we're going to move on to bringing our left knee into our chest. So let's bring the left knee into our chest, and let's go ahead and bring that ankle up over top of the knee. So we're going to sit nice and tall here. We're going to get a nice little stretch for our hip here while we're here. Toes are forward. Take a nice deep breath and slowly come forward. So just take a moment to come forward. Let's just take 3 quiet breaths here as we lean forward. Wonderful. We're going to come back into center. Now start to bring that knee up a bit. We're going to inhale, bring that right arm up, and as we exhale, bring that elbow to the outside of the knee. Once again, we're taking a twist, so we're going to start to reach back for that chair through the left arm, turning back, drawing the belly button in towards spine, taking one more breath. Good, and we're going to slowly come back into center. So let's come back and release, dropping that down and move to the other side. Let's go ahead and bring the right knee into the chest, and then bringing that right ankle right up over top of that left knee. Sitting up nice and tall, making sure the shoulders are relaxed back and down. Inhaling, and as we exhale, just coming forward. Any amount that feels good. Feel a nice stretch through the outer hip. Take 3 quiet breaths here. As you complete that 3rd breath, let's begin to sit back up and start to draw that knee up a bit toward chest. Inhaling through the left arm. As we exhale, finding the twist. See if we can hug that elbow outside of the knee. Start to circle ourselves back, pressing the knee and the elbow together, turning your gaze back, pulling the belly button in towards spine. And slowly release. So let's come back into center and release. Let's unravel those legs. Good. So now we're going to move into a version of a bridge pose using the chair. So if you have a blanket, maybe you can pause the video and go ahead and grab a blanket. So once you have your blanket, we're going to go ahead and stand up. And we're going to use the blanket over top. Now my chair happens to be padded, so if yours isn't, certainly a blanket will help this be a little bit more comfortable. So we're going to just set that blanket over top of the back of the chair, and then we're going to come back into a seated position. So here in a bridge pose, We will be extending out through the groin area as well as bringing a nice opening in through the chest, which will also help stimulate that thymus gland. So throughout this practice, as I mentioned, we are stimulating the lymphatic nodes as well as some of the glands and the organs that are involved in this system. So as far as feet are concerned, we're going to go ahead and bring our feet to the legs of the chair so that your toes and the balls of the feet are down onto the ground. We start to press the heels into the backs of the legs, bringing yourself back into the seat as far back, feeling the blanket back behind you. Take a nice inhale and bring those arms open wide. Start to lean back into the chair just a bit. Feel the chest lifting, and then slowly lower those arms back. Find the corners of your chair here. So finding the heel of your hand to meet into the far corner of your chair. So we're lifting the sternum here. Think of the thymus gland that we tapped earlier, lifting up toward the sky. And you can keep your chin tucked here for the moment. Now, some of us are just going to take our gaze up toward the sky, and that'll be what our bridge looks like. Others of us will bring that chin back into the chest. We'll take a breath. As you exhale, push your feet into the chair and start to lift your hips. Lifting and sending the head back just a bit here. Lifting through the hips, squeezing through your legs and your glutes. Really feel a nice stretch through the groin here. Heart is nice and open. Take one more breath. And then we're going to slowly lower down. So let's lower that seat down. Let's take the feet up off of the chair. Bring your hands back onto the thighs. And let's come again to a forward fold. So bring your knees wide enough so that you can just come down. Take a nice forward fold. Take a good, big, deep breath here at the bottom. Let it go. Great. And then we're going to inhale. We're going to come all the way up, sliding your hands up and coming up to a nice tall sit. Wonderful. Let's bring those knees together. And now we're going to come into a standing position. So let's come into a standing position, and here's where we're going to work a little bit on that lymphatic massage. So this is a therapeutic way of really moving and stimulating the lymphatic system. So if you can just imagine your body being sectioned off, we want to imagine a diamond shape right here at the chest. And then we want to imagine that the body is separated right here at the waistline. And that there's also a line that comes down center of body. So as I mentioned earlier, the cluster of lymphatic nodes are located around the neck, the armpits, and the groin. So this method of massage will help, again, to stimulate and boost our immune system. So we're going to begin, and if you have glasses on, maybe you can take your glasses off so that you can participate in massaging through the face. If you're not able to see the video then without glasses, then maybe you'll just try to work around the glasses. So we're going to begin at the top of the forehead. We're going to just create little cup shapes with our hands, bring fingertips onto the center of the brow. And for this particular process, we're going to take 5 sweeps or rakes of the body in each of the areas that we're going to work. Now, when you're doing this massage at your own time, you can do as many as 10 or 15, or really what feels good to you. Once you start to feel stimulation, you can maybe move on to the next body part. So we're going to begin at the top of the forehead, right there in center, where both fingertips meet, and we're going to begin to just gently rake across the forehead and come downward. Remember now, everything in the face, we're working down toward the neck, so we're just going to slowly and gently rake down. We're going to go for 5 here. Good. Raking down. And now we'll come up over the bridge of the nose and rake downward for 5. Keep breathing. Good. I think I may have done 6 here. And then we're going to start from under the earlobes or in the jawline and slowly come downward. Stroking down for 5. Use your breath. Good. And then we're going ahead and rake down the neck for 5. Moving to the other side, raking down for 5. Great. Now bringing the hands to the back of the neck and raking forward. Good. For 5. Wonderful. Now remember, our thymus gland lives here as well. So we're going to, once again, thump on that thymus gland. So choose the way in which felt most comfortable for you. I'm going to go ahead and use the flat part of my knuckles, and I'm going to now do 15 more thumps. All right. Now, remembering that diamond shape we talked about, now from the vibration that you're feeling here with the thymus gland, we're going ahead and rake out toward the armpits for 5. You can do 10 or more. You can stop the video if something feels extra good, and you can go ahead and do as many as you wish. So we did a little bit more than 5 even here. So we'll just come to stillness here. Then we can start over the shoulders. So let's take it and rake over the shoulders. Again, bringing it toward the armpits here. So we're going to come and rake it over. Great. And then moving to the other side. So 5 little rakes. Wonderful. And now we're going to work on the arm. So extending through the right, taking the fingertips and raking up the forearm for 5. Turning the palm up and raking the inside of the forearm for 5. Moving up to the upper arm for 5. Turning the palm back up, inner upper arm for 5. Good, and then switching sides. So let's rake the forearm for 5. Turning into the inner lower arm for 5. Turning palm down, upper arm for 5. Turning palm up, inside upper arm for 5. Working your way toward the armpit. Good. So just take a moment to feel your arms, feel your chest, feel your face, feeling those sensations. Now we're going to work beneath that diamond shape, working into our abdomen. So from the waistline to the underside of the breast, we're going to sweep upward toward that thymus gland. So sweeping and raking up for 5. And then we'll go to the other side, raking up for 5. Wonderful. Now, before we leave the upper body, of course, the back body is also involved here. If you have a partner or a spouse or someone in the household that can assist you on bringing some stimulation to the back body, you would begin from the spinal cord and rake forward toward the armpit, so raking around the back. So if you were going to do it self-massage, maybe you won't be able to reach your upper back, but you can certainly do the back body here by bringing fingertips to the spine and then rolling forward, rolling it up toward the armpits. Great. And now we'll move on to the lower half of the body. So as I mentioned, now the groin and back of knees is an area where we have another cluster of lymphatic nodes. So we're going to begin by a gentle bend, and we can come back into the chair as well. So if you're okay standing, you can stand. Otherwise, I'm going to come into the chair to do the lower half of the legs. So keeping the feet forward, let's lean forward. Let's bring the hands behind the ankles into the Achilles and start to rake up the backs of the legs. So we're raking up the backs of the legs, leaning in toward the back of our knees. Good, then we'll move to the front of the leg. So imagine your shin bone being center, and we're going to go ahead and rake back toward the back of the knees for 5. Good, and then you can bring a little more space in between the feet and raking on the inside of the shins, raking up toward the backs of the knees. Wonderful. And now we can come to standing and do the upper part of the legs. So the upper part of the legs, we start to bring in toward our groin. So bringing our hands to the backs of the knees and begin to bring it up and around. So up and around from the backs of the legs toward the groin, thighs up toward the groin, and then using your hands to bring the area of the upper hips themselves in toward the groin across your sitting area. Great. So just take a moment now. We did a full body stimulation here. Take a moment to just really find your feet, sit up nice and tall, maybe close your eyes. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. So I just want you to take a moment to just kind of notice your energy level. Notice if that self-massage, if you feel the stimulation throughout your body. Take one more breath. Great, and you can start to open those eyes again. Now we're going to move into a downward facing dog. So you can remove that blanket off of your chair, and we're going ahead and use the chair to come into a downward facing dog. So let's bring the seat of the chair toward us. We're going to bring the seat of the chair toward us, and we're going ahead and bring those hands onto the seat of the chair. Let's bring the feet now right underneath our hips. Let's tone the belly, get a nice flat back here. Extend through the arms, and then slowly we're going to walk our feet back. So we're going to start to walk our feet back. Maybe the hands come to the edge of your chair. Some people might want to hold the outer edge of your chair. So take a nice deep breath, and as we exhale, we're going to start to compress into the inner thighs, send ourselves back in a nice stretch for the underarms, the arms themselves, pulling the belly in, relaxing your head right here between the arms, taking a nice deep breath. Take 2 more breaths here. Last one. Great, let's start to lift our gaze toward the seat of the chair, and let's go ahead and walk ourselves up toward the chair. Now with the arms straight, we can take a little bend in the knees here, especially if you find that your hamstrings are tight, and we're going to go ahead and forward fold. So let's go ahead and bend at the elbows, bring the head down toward the seat of the chair. Maybe you relax your arms down, or you can even bring your forearms down to the chair and just relax your head down. So finding a little compression here in the groin area as we bend those knees. See if you can lift your toes and shift the weight into your heels a bit. Coming into a chair pose here. So let's start to lift our gaze. Let's start to walk up the chair. Keep the weight into your heels. Drop your sitting bones. Relax your shoulders. You can stay right here. Or you can go ahead and bring those arms up, finding a nice chair pose. We're going to go into a twist on the chair now. So right hand comes down to the left corner of the chair, and we open up the left arm, taking your gaze all the way up the arm or somewhere along the left side. And then we're going to slowly come back. Bring the hands to the chair. Take your gaze up. Let's come back into that chair pose, reaching up. So we're going to take the twist to the other side now. So left hand to right corner of chair, and we start to open up. Take another breath. Good, and let's go ahead and bring those hands back onto the chair. Let's inhale and straighten those legs. Exhale, folding forward any amount, dropping the head down. Good, take a nice deep breath here. If you need to bend your knees slightly, that's okay. Good, and then we're gonna slowly come on up. Let's bring our hands to our thighs or to our waist and slowly come up with a nice big inhale. Perfect. Let's inhale those arms to reset everything. Inhale it up and exhale. And now we're going to bring ourselves to the side of the chair. We're going to allow for the chair to remain exactly where it is. And then we're going to turn out our right foot. Turn out the right foot. Take a wider step out through the left foot. So we're going to come into a triangle pose here, and then we're going to revolve that triangle. So finding, again, a twisting action into the abdomen to continue to activate and stimulate the lymphatic system, to continue to boost our immune system, to keep us nice and healthy. Let's extend those arms nice and wide here. Take a nice deep breath. Let it go. Grounding down through your feet. Turn your gaze here now to the right middle fingers. Take a breath and start to lean in. So lean in, sending the left hip out, and then slowly releasing that hand down toward the chair. Now, if the chair is too deep, you can always come to your outer thigh. Begin to lift that left arm up. So go to any degree of this movement that feels good for your body. Take a nice deep breath. We want a nice open heart here. You can take your gaze up to the fingertips, all the way up the arm. And now is when we're going to try to rotate now on this triangle. So let's slowly bring that left arm down. So the chest begins to move toward the front of the chair. The feet stay stationary here. We keep the left hand down now. Begin to look out to the right side. And then reaching up that right hand from the chair and just bring it on over to your waist. Extend through the crown of your head. Taking a nice revolved triangle here. Some of you might be able to take that arm out to the side. Taking one more breath. And slowly bringing the hand down, rotating back, bringing the right hand up, and let's open back up into that triangle. So bringing that left arm all the way up. Now push into your feet. You can bring your hand to the waist if you need it, and slowly come back. Good. Now taking those right toes and turning them forward. Take a big step in, back and forth, and march it out. Great job. Now I'm going to take the chair and move it over to the other side so that I can face you the whole time. You can keep your chair on that side if you wish. So let's go ahead and take those feet nice and wide, remembering that the left leg is now in front of the seat. Hands can come to your waist. Start to turn now the left set of toes toward the chair. Nice comfortable stance here. So the ankles are a little wider than your hips. Hands are on the hips. Let's inhale and bring those arms, extend them out to the side. Ground down through your feet. Take your gaze to the left middle fingers here. Inhale as we exhale, start to lean forward. Send your hips to the right, extending out. Slowly lowering the hand to the chair. Inhaling now, the right arm up. Now if it's too much to raise your arm up to the sky, you can drop it back behind you. You can bring it to your waist. Just keeping the spine nice and long, drawing the navel in. Let's just take a few breaths here. Great, we're going to go ahead and rotate or revolve our triangle here. So let's exhale that right hand down to the chair. Keeping the feet as stationary as you're able. If you need to lift that heel and rotate just a bit, that's fine. Taking the chest and bringing it right out over top of chair. Now walking that right hand to the left corner of your chair. Inhaling, take your gaze to the left and bring that left hand to your waist. Let's take 3 breaths. Again, some of us might come to a full extension here. Wonderful. We're going to slowly come back down, facing the chair, bringing that left hand back into the center of the chair. Let's come into that triangle for one more breath. Great. Circle down toward the chair. Now lift that right heel. Step back with the left leg. Coming back into that downward facing dog. Feet are hip distance apart. Inhale. And as we exhale, send it on back. So again, knees can be bent here if your hamstrings are tight. Nice deep breathing. And we're going to slowly begin to take our gaze forward. Let's walk the feet toward the chair. Let's bring the hands to the waist. Take a nice deep breath and slowly come to a nice tall stance. Now we can bring our chair back into the center of our mat. We'll go ahead and sit back into the chair. Let's take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, bring it up. And exhale, release it down. Great. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves to the front of the chair. Let's extend our legs nice and long, turning your toes up. Let's roll the shoulders back and down. Inhale, bring those arms all the way up. We're folding forward here. So again, a little compression into the groin area, slowly coming forward any amount, bringing those hands down to your shins, lengthening through the spine, drawing your shoulders back and down. Exhale, folding forward. Take 2 more breaths. Wonderful. We're going to slowly slide back up, sliding your hands up the legs and slowly returning your feet to the mat. And then one hip at a time, let's begin to roll ourselves back into the seat of the chair. Let's take another cleansing breath in and exhale. Release it down. Let's bring the hands onto the thighs. And so just to talk about a few more tips that we can go ahead and make sure that we practice to keep ourselves healthier and really keep our immune system working at its optimal level. We want to make sure that we stay hydrated every day. So making sure that you're drinking a minimum of 24 to 36 ounces of water a day. Also, sleep is very, very critical. That's where our body is able to rest and restore, and where those systems of the body can really find the appropriate rest so that they can function optimally throughout our busy days. Also, making sure that we're eating a balanced diet where we're getting all of the vitamins and minerals that our body needs to function and to stay healthy. Increasing green leafy vegetables if there aren't any dietary restrictions in your diet. We also want to try to reduce stress as much as possible. So things like our yoga practice and exercising, breathing exercises, and just sitting quietly in meditation will all help to reduce the stress and will keep our system, our nervous system, in a rest and digest functioning in that way, quietly, versus being stressed and being in our fight or flight, where we then release cortisol in the body, raising our blood pressure, raising our heart rate, and just really causing our body to be stressed and not functioning optimally, and that also then reduces our ability to fight off any illness, bacteria, virus, or infection. So I'm hoping that you will regularly use some of these practices that we were able to practice today, whether it's the thymus gland tapping or that daily lymphatic stimulating massage, or even some of those postures that we took advantage of today. So I hope that you enjoyed our practice today and that it was beneficial for you. And just really now focusing on good health, well-being, continuing to follow all of the recommendations that are being recommended for us to stay healthy during this very challenging time with the COVID-19. So my goal is to give you the tools that you can use to assist in staying healthy and well. So let's bring our hands together in front of heart. Let's just take a moment as we bow, bowing toward our heart center. And maybe you'll just take a moment here to just set an intention, maybe for the rest of this day, or maybe for this time where we are practicing social distancing, to really focus on building and boosting your immune system so that you can find the most optimal health that you can experience during this time, really taking the precautions and encouraging yourself to go ahead and practice some of these practices to make you a little healthier and allow you to be a little more resistant to any outside substance that can potentially affect your health. So taking a moment now to just honoring our body, honoring our well-being, honoring the practices in which we learn today. I want to thank you all so very much for joining me. And may we all stay healthy and well. Namaste. Till next time, my friends, be well.